Hello, today I'm going to review the new Disney 3D animated film, Zootopia. It's been a while since Disney has had made an animated film with talking animals. When I saw the trailers of this film, I became very curious and interested at the same time. I just expect this to be just a fun family film. I went to see it with my aunt, and I was surprised how fantastic this animated film is. It's definitely one of the best Disney CGI animated film I have ever saw. Now I'm going to tell you why I think this way. The story of this film is about a bunny named Judy Hopps who dreams of being a cop ever since she was a little girl. When she got older, she finally became a cop and moved to Zootopia. However, other cops including Chief Bogo does not believe that Judy should be part of solving the case of the disappearance of those missing mammals, and Chief Bogo decided to put her on the parking duty. But when she met a red fox named Nick Wilde, who was a con artist, she believed that he is the witness to the whole case and later developed an unlikely partnership to find and solve the case of those mammals that has gone missing. I think the story of this film was very clever, especially involves prejudice and stereotypes, even though there are a few silly moments. It's pretty much The Godfather meets the Lethal Weapon films meets Rush Hour. Also, this film did have a twist. Now moving on to the animation. I must say, Disney did an outstanding job doing the animation for this film. I really like how they animate the characters on their facial expression as well as the way they move and act. It's very interesting that each character had different skin colors. All the mammals had furs anyway. The environments and the cities of Zootopia are very creative and well designed. The action scenes in this film are both funny and exciting. Now let's get to the cast who voiced those characters, as well as the directing music. Let's start with Officer Judy Hopps, voiced by Jennifer Goodwin. I think she did a splendid job voicing that character who always wanted to be a cop for her career, and eventually she became the first bunny cop ever. I felt that her character was so brave, smart, and was good at investigating. Nick Wilde, voiced by Jason Bateman, who was from Hancock, did a very cool and funny job doing the voice of that Red Fox who was a small-time con artist. Very interesting that at first he and Judy don't get along, but later they're starting to get to know each other. Plus there are parts about him where I pretty much felt sorry for him. Then there's Chief Bogo, the Cape Buffalo, voiced by Idris Elba, who is best known for movies like American Gangster, Thor 1 and 2, Prometheus, and Pacific Rim. I must say he did an awesome job voicing that character who was the boss of the police station who gets all the police to do their assignment. He was bossy, funny, and tough at the same time. I feel like this is a big year for Idris Elba because he's going to be in the new live-action Jungle Book movie as the villain Shere Khan the tiger and Star Trek 3 Beyond as the main villain. Others such as Mayor Lionheart voiced by J.K. Simmons, Yax voiced by Tommy Chong, Mrs. Otterton voiced by Octavia Spencer, Officer Benjamin voiced by Nate Torrance, Bellwether voiced by Jenny Slate, Duke Weaselton voiced by Alan Tudyk, Flash voiced by Raymond Percy, and Gazelle voiced by Shakira all did a great job. Mayor Lionheart was the lion who was the mayor of Zootopia. Well, J.K. Simmons has been in 2 animated films this year, both Kung Fu Panda 3 and this film. Officer Benjamin is a cheetah who works at the police station as a dispatcher. Yax is a yak who was the owner of the Nutris Club. Flash is a sloth who works at the DMV, and he was funny because he moved and talked too slow. Mrs. Otterton is an otter who wants the police to find one of her family members. Duke Weaselton was a weasel who was a crook. As for Bellwether, she is a sheep who was the mayor's assistant. Gazelle is a pop singer who lives in Zootopia. I think the funniest character in this film is Mr. Big, voiced by the guy who voiced Brain from Pinky and the Brain. Mr. Big is an Arctic stroll who was a criminal boss and was being served by the group of polar bears. Mr. Big is definitely a nice reference to the late Marlon Brando's character from the first Godfather movie. Plus, I think Mr. Big's daughter is cute. Very interesting that this film was directed by both Byron Howard and Rich Moore, who directed Wreck-It Ralph, and also worked on adult animated shows like The Simpsons and Futurama. I have to say, they both did a brilliant job. This is the second time Rich Moore is working with Disney. The music composed by Michael Galgacino sounds very fun to listen to. The song Try Everything sang by Shakira was so beautiful and nice to listen to as well. Overall, this is one of the best Disney films I have ever seen. It was also one of the best buddy cop movies I ever saw, and one of the best animated films where we have all talking animals. I enjoyed this film the same way I enjoyed Kung Fu Panda 3. So far, I saw two fantastic animated films this year. Now we're going to have another Disney animated film coming next November called Moana. Anyway, if you're a fan of Disney, go give it a watch. It's definitely fun for the whole family. So I give this movie 4.5 out of 5 nuclear bombs.